सदाशिवसमारम्भां शङ्कराचार्यमध्यमाम् अस्मदाचार्यपर्यन्तां वन्दे गुरुपरम्पराम्. I am Dr. Devan Namboodiri from Tiruvegapura, Palakkad district, Kerala. I completed my school education in 1975 from my native place and studied 2 years for pre-degree. In 1978, as the first batch student, I joined Ayurveda College, Coimbatore, and completed 7.5 years. And also, I worked as a tutor for about 1.3 years, teaching Moulik Siddhantas, especially Sutrasthanam, and also Padarthavijnanam, which is a dry subject. It is never dry. And then afterwards, I resigned from my mother institution, Ayurveda College, Coimbatore, just to study and practice under Vaidyamathamvalya Namboodiri and study under Pumuli Neelakantham Namboodiri. From 1985 ends, in the vacation period, etc., I started studying under or practice under Vaidyamathamvalya Namboodiri, who was a legend in Ayurveda. And simultaneously, when I have been teaching at Coimbatore Ayurveda College, at evenings, I have been studying yoga also in the traditional way under Professor Vasudevan, who is the Ayursh Yoga Vidyapitham director. So many books I have completed in yoga also. And from 1987, September onwards, I started studying Mimamsa Shastram under Pumuli Neelakantham Namboodiri. Simultaneously, Charaka Samkhya also under the same guru. In 1988, Vaidyamathamvalya Namboodiri, in the month of June, he left this world. Afterwards, during that time, I was practicing under him at Kerala Ayurveda Samajam as RMO also. When he left this world in 1988 June, I resigned from Kerala Ayurveda Samajam and started continuous study under Pumuli Neelakantham Namboodiri. Actually, I started studies under him in 1987 and a continuous day-to-day studies under him in 1988 onwards. During that time, I was practicing my private practice, and also for every Tuesdays, I have been visiting Kerala Ayurveda Samajam as a visiting physician, and also I was a member of Diabetic and Infertility Panel, Kerala Ayurveda Samajam, from 90 onwards. So the Guru-Shishya relationship between Pumuli Namboodiri up to he leaves from this world in 1997, November 8th. I have been studying under him every day. After the daily practice, I used to go there, study Shastras under him, Charaka Samkhya under him, even Hasti Ayurveda, Natya Shastra, and Sangeeta Ratnakara, etc., etc. It was a life, actually. And simultaneously, he told me to study Vyakarana Shastra. Then I started studying Vyakarana Shastra under Vaishravanatha Vasudevan Namboodiri on every Sundays. After his Pumuli Namboodiri parts, leaving from this world. In 1997, started a continuous process of studying under Devan Namboodiri, studying Vedanta under him. Fortunately, these three legends were of the same tradition. Of the name of the tradition was Kudallur Vidya Parambara, which is about 2000 years old. My guru told that Acharya Shankaracharya Swamigal have blessed this tradition. So afterwards, in 2002, after my gurus, Vaishnava Devan Namboodiri, leaving from the world, in the month of November, I started Ashokalayam and started the IP in 2003, March. So now it is going on. Now I am a visiting physician at Pumli Heritage Ayurveda Home, and also a visiting physician at Nandavanam Hospital. Also, Jeevathanam Expert Committee member Guruvayur Devaswam, and Hastyadi Ayurveda Pathana Gaveshana Kendram Guruvayur, GT and GT Guruvayur, who is run by Nagiri Vasudevan Namboodiri, who is the chairman of that trust and the principal of Hastyadi Ayurveda College. So this is my brief biodata. So I am going to pass to the subject. In the studies of Ayurveda, a basic knowledge of Sanskrit is inevitable. Without the language knowledge, without the knowledge in Sanskrit, a person cannot understand the actual meaning of Ragadi Rogan Satata Anushakkadan, Asheshakaya Prasardan Asheshan, Ausukya Moha Aratidan Jadhana, Yopurva Vaidyaya Namostu Tasmai, which is the Vandana Slokam of Ashtanga Hridayam. How the words should be arranged, how the meaning can be attained from each and every sloka. For that, the Kavya Vilpati, according to olden Pandits, the Kavya Vilpati is very important. Kavyas like Raghuvamsam, Kumar Sambhavam, etc. should be studied in the beginning. Then only a person will be able to understand how the meaning can be attained from a Sanskrit sloka. Then comes a minimal knowledge in Vyakarana Shastra is very, very important. To know the meaning of the word Vada, from the basic root Va Gati Gandhanayoho, only the word Vada comes. What is the significance of the basic root? And then Paripalane Dong Avakhandane. From that dhatu only Pitta, the word Kapitta comes. Kena Jalena Phalati Idi Kapaha. From that basic root only the word Kapha comes. So every word will have a root. So necessary knowledge in Vyakarana Shastra is also important. It was the structure of the syllabus in the 7 years course under which I have studied, and my friends have studied for about 7-8 batches has been completed like this only. So without having a basic knowledge in the language, a person will not understand what is the instance of each and everything. We are very familiar with the slogan, Vayu Pittam Kapascheri Trayo Doshas Samasatah. Vikrita Avikrita Deham Ghantite Vartayanti. To understand the meaning, we must have the knowledge of Sanskrit language. Can you understand properly the Western medicine without having the knowledge in English? It is not possible. Like that. It is in Ayurveda also, it is like that. Of course, several commentaries are there, but if a person having the knowledge and going through the text, the knowledge evolved from that is entirely different. And then comes the knowledge of Nyaya Shastra or Tarka Shastra, through which the thought process of Ayurveda Darshana is, Ayurveda Tantra is going on. Kanadam Paniniyanta Sarvasastropakaragam, that is told by Acharya. It's a saying actually. So Paniniyam, Vyakarana Shastram, Kanadam, from the Kanada Darshana only this Nyaya Shastra evolved. Especially in the Nyaya Shastra, we may have to go through the Pramanas, Pratyaksham, Anumanam, Upamanam and Shabdam. Without having the knowledge in Pratyaksham, when we study our Padarthavijnanam, Indriya Artha Sannigarshajanyam Jnanam Pratyaksham. So we are with our Indriyas. Darshanas Parisana Prasnehi Parikshayata Jaroginam. So we are seeing the patient by our eyes. By touch we are feeling the pulse, and touch we are feeling the temperature. And by talk we are understanding what are the sufferings. So that those are pratyakshas. Indriya Artha Sannigarshajanyam Jnanam Pratyaksha. So pratyaksha. And suppose there is jvara. Jvaretu santapam karoti iti jvara. Lakshana of jvara is that when we feel the radiation of the temperature of the body is little high, by that, without touching even, by the radiation itself, the patient comes. Besides, by appearance and the radiation of temperature, we can understand whether the patient is a jwari or with fever. So, after going through the pramanas told in the text, and with the upamana, as we see in the text, here also it is like that. Gosadrisho Gavaya. And we reach to an anumanam and takes a decision that, oh, this patient is sick. And to go through that stage, the Shabda Pratyaksham, those are text in the text. Jvareda Santapam Karoti Jvara and Vadika Jvara Lakshanas, Agama Apagama Kshobha, Mridada Vedanoshmanam, like that. And which are the Lakshanas, what we see in the patient, we observe. So we must have the knowledge that we are going on, without knowing, we are going through these pramanas. And think later. So many may ask that if you are seeing in a general OP, hundreds of people may be there. Is it possible? No, during that time, it will not be possible. But the process of thought should be inculcated in this basis, then that will be more accurate. So you are a doctor. Accuracy in the diagnosis should be there. Without the accurate diagnosis, proper, most accurate treatment will not be able to given. So for that, this pramana, knowledge in the pramanas, 4 pramanas, is very, very important. Even the modern biochemical investigations we can utilize. But never give medicine to reduce the blood sugar. Never give medicine to reduce the cholesterol. Never give medicine to balance the lipid profile. But you can go through that. You give the medicine and observe what is happening for these things. And the knowledge gained from that one is entirely different. And another thing, Samkhya Shastra also should be studied properly. In the Samkhya Darshana, Mula Prakriti Abhikriti, Mahadadya Prakriti Vikrataya Sapra, Shodasagastu Vigaro, Na Prakriti Madhikriti Purushaha. That is clearly told. If you go through the Sharirasthana of Sushil Samhita, Sharirasthana of Charaka Samhita, etc., and even Sharirasthana of Ashtanga Sangraha, Ashtanga Hridaya, also, we can understand that Ayurveda Tantra is, Ayurveda Chikitsa Tantra or Darshana is based on the Samkhya Darshana. That should be taught, and interconnection of the Samkhya Darshana should be taught in between. A doctor who is eligible to teach this Samkhya Darshana and how this Samkhya Darshana is interpreted in the diagnosis, that should be taught in the academical period. Then only a student will be able to absorb the necessity of the knowledge of Samkhya Darshana. Of course, Kanada Darshana, that is also very important. And from the Kanada Darshana is the Nyaya Shastra or Tarka Shastra is developed. It is a developed form. Dravya Guna Karma Samanya Vishesham Samvaya Bhava Saptapadartha. And we are treating with the Dravyas. To get the proper knowledge of Dravyas, we can go through the pramanas of this. For example, if you are taking the Guluchi, Kadukadikta, Swadupakara Saini, Sangrahini, Kasayosna, Ruchya, Balya, Pilidevani. So this pramana we are getting from the Bhavaprakasha Nikhandu, like that. Other Ayurveda texts also we can get. So without having a clear-cut thought process developed basing on these two, that is Nyaya Shastra and Samkhya Darshana. In very chronic diseases like motor neuron disease, rheumatoid arthritis, etc., etc., we will not be able to get an accurate diagnosis. Of course, those diseases are Krishna Sadhya even Asadhya also. Even to make or maintain it as a yapya, also we may have a thought process developed on the basis of logic. The logic of our logic is Nyaya Shastra, and that supports the Samkhya Darshana. So this knowledge is lacking nowadays. It should be cleared out. Then only our path will be clear. From this small experience, I am sharing this basic opinion. Other things we can discuss. on the day of our program. And then my humble pranams to Krishna Kumarji. There is no words to express the gratitude to him. Actually, when every day I think of him in my consulting room, a photo is there. Of course, he was a brother to me in several occasions as the first batch student. He was a teacher. He was an examiner when we had so many experiences of so many acharyas like Swami Chinmayanandaji, Jnanananda Saraswati, and Dr. Dwarkanathji, Swami Abhedananda Saraswati, Swami Dayananda Saraswati, Swami Sachidananda Saraswati, Swami Parakkum Swamigal. Like that, so many legends came to our institution those times. They took class even. Nowadays, people will not be able to believe if you are telling this, but these are our experiences. And openly, from my heart, I am telling that if I could have not been entered to Ayurveda College, Coimbatore, this Dr. Devan Namboodiri might not have been. So, I'm very glad to participate in this. And again, giving in the beginning, beds, bed sheets, books, and plates, even everything was ready, and we were studying for 3-4 years, totally free of cost. The 4 batches was like that. Afterwards, a little change came. But we 3, 4, 5, 6 batches were completely without any fee, even examination fee, we haven't paid. And every day, I cannot avoid thinking of Krishna Kumarji. That's what I am telling from my heart. Pranams to all. Namaskar. Sarve bhavantu sukhinah. Sarve santu niramayah. Sarve bhadrani pashyantu. Ma kaschit dukha bhava.